Hello, Capricorn. Capricorn ascendant, sun, moon, rising is an ascendant. Yes. Capricorn, welcome to my channel, Tarot of the Twin Sun. I am your clairvoyant Ron for July, mid-July 2019. We're dealing with Cancer season. There's going to be a lot of activity in your seventh house of relationships, I would reckon. Therefore, there's a propensity for anything that's passed by coming back and returning to you in the form of messages, perhaps old lovers, old friends, old acquaintances that have suddenly um, you've you've infiltrated their mind in some way, being the sphere and the sort of pinnacle and the high point of someone's imagination. Okay. Therefore, there will be a lot of communication in your seventh house, potential relationships and others for your friend network in a way, yes, but more one-to-one relationships that means something to you, significant others. So this will be a mid-July reading for Cancer season for you, dear Capricorns, and dealing with the well that is untapped potential for your love relationships. I am dealing with the Jogo de Cartas Cigana da Sorte card from Portugal. A beautiful deck. I just picked it up from Lisbon. And so far, they are having very good resonance with my readings. This will be my third reading with this deck. So let's go ahead and start channeling, shall we? What do we have for dear Capricorn this month? Mid-July. We have one card so far, two cards. Okay, fantastic. And already, I see forward movement. Forward movement that comes in the poise of stagnation. It's moving forward yet standing still. 2 steps forward, 1 step back sort of energy with your heart space, with the way you reach out to others and the way you move and progress and realize your own open pathways to other relationships. We have here the Knight of Wands, Rods, Pentacles, and Cups energy combined in card number 1, numero uno. I think that's Spanish. I don't know how you say it in Portuguese. But we have the Nine of Hearts, and it is the Knight who is galloping forward with open pathways, open pastures, and the ability to take what he wants because he can do so aggressively in a forward motion. It's kind of like the Chariot in traditional tarot, but it's mostly a combination of all Knight energies, but mostly the Knight of Wands stands out for me. So almost a playful, energetic, passionate sort of progression to your potential relationships and potential others. Now, the potential other is someone who is emotionally wealthy. We have here lots of Cancer energy as well as Scorpio and Pisces. We have 8 of hearts here. 8 of hearts. So essentially, a deep and profound well of untapped potential, like I mentioned before, with the moon energy. Also, we have here 5 that is reduced from the 32. Childlike energy, playfulness, creativity. These are all things that will be in your heart space, and your emotional depth, which is usually a secret to most people, will be awakened in a certain way, and the river will flow from the land of your being into the subconscious mind of the sea and beyond. Now, your potential lover, significant or other, or potentially someone you haven't met yet that you will meet, dear Capricorn, will have this capability with them. It's an intuitive force, very motherly like, very sensual. There will be a strong mind you will be dealing with. someone who is not afraid to use their artistic capabilities in order to communicate with you, also not afraid to use their heart space. This will be a very courageous person, yet they might not actually show that to you. They may have hidden emotions that are not expressed through the mode of elocution, through the mode of air. Okay. Therefore, a lot of your connection will be based psychically, and there will be, yes, a forward movement, but keep up in horizontal, a sort of poise in which your psychic abilities are activated in order to move to calmer waters. This is Six of Swords energy. Okay, travel. The ship, number 3, represents travel, enterprise, perspective shifts, as well as essentially the Six of Swords energy now that's moving in a logical way, in a knowing way, to calmer waters. Therefore, the emotional well that is sort of stirred about and the reservoir that is initially tapped into through this psychic connection with a significant other will require a bit of tempering through communication in order to get to calmer waters, my dear Capricorn. Now. Let's see what else is crowning. Okay, interesting. We have a bit of religion and a ritual here. Let's see how this person, this significant other, whether you're with them or not, is going about this secretive love energy for you. How they are going to move towards union or potentially move towards you in some way, shape, or form, dear Capricorn. I am sensing, because of the emotional disentanglement, a lack of commitment. There certainly is a union of the mind in order to, with your other, to attain a sense of peace of mind. However, because there is a lack of emotion being expressed either by you or by the other person, there is, I don't see commitments in the cards so far. However, what did fall out was the commitment card. Dun, 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 dun. This is for the house. This is the dream house. This is the beautiful dream. This is everything Venusian, Taurian. We have here the king, and he's playing a harp, the king of hearts. And the harp is creating a celestial music between you two. Your person could be also a Taurus, aside from being a water sign. I see a lot of water here and a bit of forward movement energy with maybe Aries or Leo, potentially Sagittarius. These are just signs. You don't have to take them. But with this card, we are essentially getting a sense of stratification. Four of Pentacles, as well as Four of Rods. Now, rods are the more interesting of the two. They indicate twin flame energy, which is a good indication for something that will be challenging in terms of actually making it into fruition. Now, because there is a blockage with the emotional sort of flow between you two, let's say, it might be kind of leaky in a situation. Like the water is just pouring out into the ocean, not really settling on land. Yet the land is being fertilized by the water and the land is drinking from the river with this card, the moon card, like I mentioned before. You see how it's just going out there and going out into the ocean, while most of the emotions are just going to the ocean, into the subconscious, and being kept there as opposed to staying on land. But at the same time, if you did that to the water energy, it would create great destruction for the land. Now, wouldn't it, Capricorn? The interesting energy we have here is the King of Swords energy, represented here in the lilies on the bottom of the card. And lilies are representative of peace, tranquility, deep peace. And there's a sense of peace that needs to be, like I said, with the Six of Swords energy, reconciled with. You need reconciliation with this person. Now, I don't know if there's a separation. However, there is no commitment. However, there still is a great psychological, um, a great a great psychic connection between you two, and there's peace in that. But why the moon energy? Why are there secrets? Why are there secrets about this love that is just so obvious? Why is there fear with the moon card? Let's see. Hmm? My dear Capricorn, let's see. Why are there secrets? Why is there no good flow of emotions from one person to another here? Ah, I see. Well, for one thing, there is overall a lack of patience. With this card, the branch, the laurel, it is being handed to someone as a symbol of victory, like your harvest, and this is a symbol of victory. Yet, this is merely a branch with leaves. There is no root, there is no patience, no credence within the connection, and this must be the next step. Patience, my dear Capricorn, patience. Now, I don't mean to be so hard, however, there are obstacles. And there is a need to meditate and center yourself and ground yourself because there is such an airy quality to this groundedness that it is not really grounded. Communication is slow. Obstacles include communicative blocks between you and your potential partner, your Capricorn. There's a certain amount of premeditation that needs to come into play before you make your next move. Okay? Also, if you pull a plant like this and you just get a branch, the plant will die rather fast. It's merely a flower, okay? It needs more loving care on the foundation of the relationship. Okay? Roots have to be taken into account. Also, with the two, there is certainly it's that two, that twin flame sort of energy again. It's coming through. There's a division with the three energy, four, and the two, but the two comes up most, it looks like. Two and three, there's a lot of three as well. So three is usually the supreme triangle, masculine, feminine. So it's masculine, feminine, and then the supreme, which is the triangle of existence. Okay, it's the Holy Trinity. There's a lot of that energy in order to create a sense of peace. However, because there's a 3-2 here, there's peace, yet there's also individualism, and that's why they're twin flames, ladies and gents. Because there is a polarity that is happening. Bipolar in a way. There could be bipolar tendencies with this other person. And an inability to control emotional flow, to let it happen with the least resistance. And it's also possible that your potential other, or even yourself, may need the silence and the great sort of healing capacity of nature to take its course, for these emotions to naturally flow to the greater source. It's a spiritual path that someone's on here, you or the other person, and it's important to recognize that it takes time in order to get grounded again. What is this person thinking of Capricorn? What is their next step towards Capricorn? Interesting. We have 15, which is the bear. The bear is a jealous friend, rather envious, false, and possessive. This kind of energy wants friendship and tends to suffocate another. Now, this all sounds really bad. However, it's also an aggressive energy. It acts without thinking. A lot of the emotions are contained. and then they explode all over the lover. There's a tendency to potentially come out with pent up emotions that explode in violent impulses, verbal, maybe even physical. So there's a short temper with the person you're dealing with, okay? A very short fuse. And with Mercury retrograde, there certainly is a halting of communication because they are afraid of saying the wrong thing and creating non peace in the union. If there is a union now, it's because of, of a lot of control. There's a lot of stubborn energy with the bear here. Taurus as well. I would say there's a lot of Taurus kind of energy. Mm, high blood pressure, stoic lifestyle. They're definitely set in their ways. Their heart works really hard to make this connection happen and stay the way it is. It's a fixed sort of hibernation kind of energy with the bear. At the same time, bears give really good hugs, so I would turn your face up and really enjoy the rest of July. Know that your partner might be in hibernation or quite quiet with you, but it's just to protect you from their emotional bottling that might be happening. And it's quite deep. I mean, they love you to the point where they want to eat you, sort of, Cabby. Now, advice for Capricorn. Let's have some good advice for Capricorn. All right. Firstly, this connection is fated by Estrella. It is fated by the stars. There's a lot of love here, and it is divinely protected. At the same time, you know this. You have been able to tap into this psychic connection with this other person that you can foresee certain things. You can see the distant sort of birth, the distant harbor that is a promise of glory. Okay? At the same time, we have here a beautiful energy. Number 20, the garden. Not only is there a lot of cosmic energy within this connection, there is a lot of fertile energy that comes in the shape and the design of the garden. Okay, the garden is important because essentially it's what you reap is what you show. So, sort of, it's karma, it's posterity and prosperity through patience and hard work. This is long term. This is beyond time. This is past life. This is soulmate energy, yo, with the star and the garden here. Okay, and the 2 comes up again, as well as the 7. Ultimately, this relationship anchors you. It gives you a sense. It gives you a sense of really, really bringing you down to earth, to terra firma, even though you're crossing the great subconscious of emotional wealth. Okay. So the anchor is indicative of, yes, travel, but travel that requires rest and takes rest in certain places. It takes birth in certain harbors. Okay. So you may be traveling in a more metaphorical or literal sense with this other person, and there might be great perspectives and a sense of control in the way you travel. Where there is rest, in order to see a great view of potential other places with the star here, with the star. So travel, yes, but then in harbors that you're able to see the design of fate, and ultimately the garden that is your relationship, the Garden of Eden, is being worked and tilled on in order to create beauty. Now, yeah, I want to say that this emotional bottling is just a form of defense mechanism with your potential other. They know and they see how fated it is. They see how much of a garden your relationship is, how beautiful it is. This is like Ten of Cups or Four of Rods energy, or ten of Pentacles energy right here. It's wish fulfillment, as well as the anchoring element, which is a very positive thing. Yeah, and once again, with the garden comes the house. So there's longevity in this relationship. There's beauty, and there's sort of an empress-like energy with it. So Taurus, Libra. Once again, the water signs are there. Fire signs. Everyone's on the board. Air signs. But I see a great propensity for Venus playing a big factor in this, as well as the moon. So Capricorns, thank you so much for tuning in. Have a good July. Please like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you.